Okay, so I wanted to do a quick PSA on Guru's BMX mod. It's a mod that just came out, which is essentially like a stats mod, but it also has a few very important benefits in terms of lighting and how it interacts with mod maps. But first, let's just have a quick overview of what the mod actually does. So if you press Ctrl and G, it will come up in the top corner. It'll be disabled. Click to enable it. You get similar stuff to the other mod by nolew, which is unlock all stars, unlock all rewards. Stats, gravity, here you're allowed to put in a number, unlike the other stats mod where it was you just have to use the slider. Now you can actually input it manually, which is quite nice. Go to BMX, enable simple pedal, and it allows you to change the pedaling speed a little bit, so you could increase it because it can be a little slow at times. I haven't really played around with this too much, but yeah, that's one thing. Go to drift bike, there's a whole load of settings here. I haven't touched any of this either, but definitely some things you could do, maybe to make it a bit easier to control, which might be quite useful for a lot of people. Multiplayer, lobby size actually goes up to 32. I'm not entirely sure if this is working yet. I think it's a work in progress. So I just leave this on 4 for now. And the main thing which I want to cover in this video is time of day. So basically enable day-night cycle. So this has it actually ongoing as you're playing the game, which I don't think the game does as standard. It gradually goes over time, and you can also just adjust it very quickly like this. Time of day speed as well, so if you stick that on max, basically it's constantly evolving, which could be a pretty interesting effect, especially if you're filming some sort of clips for an edit or something like that. Shadow update time, I can't actually tell what the difference is. I think it's to do with the shadows in the world, like how smooth that updates. Maybe it's a bit more jank the lower it is. And time between sky updates, I'm not entirely sure what that is either. Most of those you can kind of leave as is. So yeah, that's kind of an overview of what the mod does. Now the thing I want to show you is it actually does a big thing with mod maps. So let's go to one which is kind of pretty well known for not looking that great. Okay, so I went to DH Rhythm. Actually, this map doesn't look too bad as standard anyway. But if you go to the enable day-night cycle, it basically turns on the lighting settings that are in the base map. This is turned off for mod maps. Mash did that for a reason. I'm not entirely sure what that reason is, but it is something that could be toggleable in the future. But for now, if you want to get the lighting, kind of like real-time lighting and shadows to work, especially for outdoor maps, turn this on, and you will immediately notice things look way better than before. So if we just turn it off, on, you'll notice a stark difference when it comes to this stuff. See, it feels like the difference is night and day. Everything looks so much better now. It kind of makes me want to go back and test a bunch of the different mod maps. I've kind of played through a few just to see what happened. And yeah, it's mostly outdoor maps. Indoor ones kind of uses separate lighting from what I can tell. So let's maybe show off some other examples. It doesn't work with every map, I must say, but I'll show some notable ones that I've found. Okay, so if you go to the DHschool map, it didn't look too bad, to be honest. It kind of looks a bit flat overall. You turn the mod on, and yeah, you get really nice shadows, especially from the trees. They kind of make a big difference, and you can change the time as well. Obviously, the lighting isn't set up for nighttime. This was specifically made with like a time of day in mind, but you could always use the flashlight, and actually that doesn't look too bad. It used to be fairly blinding, but yeah, you can definitely adjust that and have it look however you need to, and that's really nice, especially for mod maps, because I didn't expect that to be possible. Now for comparison, if we go to DHpark, which is a completely indoor map, this actually looks pretty good indoor as is. If you turn it on, it kind of washes everything out and brightens the guy up a bit too much. So it's kind of a case-by-case basis. I'm not entirely sure if this makes... Actually, if you change it to night, maybe the lighting looks a bit better. There's some sunlight thing going on above the map, but that's kind of not intentional. Maybe if you set that to a nighttime, it will look a little better. I don't know, I think I prefer this one, to be honest. Another interesting thing is night maps, because when you turn this on, you can essentially play them in daytime, which is nice. And of course, because it has additional shadows and everything, this actually works as a daytime spot as well, which is crazy to think about because it's not intended for that use, but it just works. You may get a little bit of frame rate issues because it could slow things down a little bit because it's kind of adding an extra layer of processing or something on top. But still, you could have an evening session, full on night, whatever you can think of really. I don't want to go too far into like showing off all the different maps or anything like that, but another one of note is the subway map, which kind of looked pretty dark and gloomy. You turn it on. This is an example of an indoor map that looks a lot better, I think. This is probably what it was supposed to look like a properly lit area. But again, you can change the time of day and it kind of turns creepy into like the back rooms or whatever you want. There's probably some weird kind of lighting glitches that happen, but that's just par for the course, I think. And one last final one, the Hudshit map is available in Streets as well. It's by Sungodland or something like that. Sorry, I forgot the name. But yeah, this one actually looks pretty good as is. He updated it to go with like the base lighting and that works pretty well. You turn it on, it does also give it kind of a different look with movable shadows from the windows, which is also a really cool effect. So you could essentially move this around so it focuses, say, on a specific rail because you want to film it and have it look good with a shadow or whatever. But it does show off some of the possibilities of this thing. And that's basically it. I just kind of wanted to show this off as quick as possible because things are constantly evolving and I want to keep people up to date as much as possible with just news, mods, various things. And because this mod came out, it's kind of made a huge difference with a lot of mod maps. So go test out your favorite mod maps, see if it makes them look better, less kind of muted and cloudy looking, and yeah, enjoy. So yeah, plenty more to come. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.